Hey everybody, welcome back. In the last episode, we did the 35 graveyard after finishing up Parmir Sanctuary. Hello there. Anyways, in this part, we're going to start the Spectre's Tower line. It starts with the quest My Hero. You need level 36 to do this. So, we just gotta go talk to Jess, and he tells you about stuff with Belkin, one of the 5 legendary heroes, who is someone he looks up to. He finds out that there's a big jewel in the dragon's tower, and you gotta investigate it. So how do you investigate it? Well, it's simple. You gotta talk to a bunch of NPCs. Now, this was one of the quests that annoyed me. Let's see. No, it's not you. It's not you. Shut the fuck up. It's a really good idea to just keep your mouse up here so you'll know who to talk to. Anyways, Dragon's Tower, okay. That's Jesse. There was a guard named Mark, I think. Then the mercenary Thomas. Then there's you. And there's a Gravetone. Yeah, this is actually quite annoying. I think one of them is him. There we go. And lastly, I think it's Thomas, the mercenary. Okay. Don't worry, guys. This is just the first half of it. Now, let's go to the interesting part. We're going to have to meet with Sneaky Thief Jack in Parmir Sanctuary. Now, Parmir Sanctuary is quite a long walk. You got to go to Parmir Sanctuary, and you got to run all the way over to Parmir Sanctuary, and then you got to meet him outside of the Spectre's Tower entrance, which is a lot of walking. Fortunately for you, if you did any of the quests involving Parmir Sanctuary, you don't need to do that because Parmir Sanctuary has a pup. Yeah. Look at that. Right there. Anyways, you gotta get the keys, and the only way to get the keys is by killing monsters until they give 30 of the keys. Now, this is Spectre's Tower. It's an interesting dungeon. We'll go to the intro and show you all the monsters later. I'm doing it by myself, by the way. I'm not gonna go find a team. I don't need a team for this dungeon. I solo it all the time. Anyways, the beads are going to drop off the normal monsters in Parmir Sanctuary. It's the only place they drop, by the way, so you're going to be killing a lot of monsters because they are not 100% drop. So anyways, best place to look around is this area outside of the Spectre's Tower entrance itself. It is the best place, I think, to grind. There's all these large groups. Look at that, already up to 15, and I've only killed 25 mobs. That's actually not a bad rate. So yeah, we're just going through here, killing mobs. I want to get down to that level 2 area because there's even more there. Instead of waiting for everything to respawn, might as well just wander around a little bit, you know? Because one time I wandered around just to get the beads because I didn't want to feel like waiting for respawn times, and it took me forever to walk back because I got lost. Yeah, even I get lost. This was actually my very first time doing the quests on a low-level character. But anyways, all joking. So let's stop focusing on the past. Right now we're focusing on getting Spectre's Tower open. Alright, this should be the only quest you need to actually enter the dungeon. There are quests within the dungeon as well as quest NPCs, when that's going to be something you want to look out for. Anyways, by the way, the Puff Tower actually just warps you right outside the entrance, so that's good. Anyways, as you can see, we get a ton of XP for that. And we gotta meet him on the 5th floor of Spectre's Tower. So let's introduce Spectre's Tower. Spectre's Tower is a level 35 dungeon. It recommends a 4-member party, and I actually think that's a good thing. There's someone in the middle of it, but I don't feel like doing that because that's actually kind of stupid. I don't really want to do that. But yeah. Anyways, Spectre's Tower is a 10-floor dungeon and has 10 bosses with it. You're probably asking yourself, oh no, 10 bosses, that's a lot of bosses to fight. There's no way we could do that. Well, fear not. The dungeon really consists of an obstacle course of traps in between each boss fight, and quite frankly, that's all you need to worry about. So, let's buff ourselves up and head on in. I'll show you Spectre's Tower. It's actually not that long of a dungeon if you know what you're doing, so. Now granted, like the 3530 underground graveyard, I have had issues of disconnections and it. Anyways, here's Spectre's Tower. See, like I said, an obstacle course of traps in between each boss room. So, really, you don't have to do that much fighting. There's about 77 monsters total, apparently. I don't know why they show the remaining thing when it's a bunch of forced instances. Ignore that pirate captain, Hookah. You can't talk to him. He has no quests or anything in this area. I have looked for him. Anyways, what you merely need to watch out for are these spike traps and these gargoyle flames, as well as other traps that we haven't seen yet. But if you're fast, you can get up here no problem. Anyways, first boss is Ice Princess Arca. This is actually a spectral clone of a boss named Arca that you fight in a map called, what's it called again? Frigid King. These are relatively easy bosses. They're about the same level as the 35 graveyard bosses, same stats. Stop spazzing all over the place. Alright, that's the first boss. Neat little trick if you don't want to pick up the drops or anything, which I don't want to. If you're fast enough, you can dash jump to the door as soon as the boss dies, and you can ignore this whole... You could ignore having to dash jump out the room. It really just saves you some time. Anyways, got this next section. Be mindful of these pendulums. Don't try to jump the gap on them because you'll just fall, and it's kind of annoying to walk back up through traps and all that. Another trick is that you can chain combo through the traps. You'll still take the damage, but you will avoid death. Now, really, oh god, I hate these things. Watch out for these Lex of Scorpions. They can petrify, and it's actually very annoying when you do it, especially on this boss. Pythanos can hit really hard. Fortunately for us, we're getting through this just fine. God. I hate my friends sometimes. Yeah, you gotta watch out. That's one of his worst attacks is when he does that, gem drop, because it can kill you really fast because you'll continuously get hit by it. Now, that's 2 out of the 10 bosses of this dungeon, meaning you're going to be in here a while. This is why they say bring a party, because the bosses will actually be a little easier for the party. Now, be right back. And we're back. Sorry, had a phone call. Anyways, just gotta get through yet another floor of traps. I kinda wish I could speed up these sections too, because they're really annoying. Anyways, next boss is Parmir. Really, the only annoying part about this boss is that he can make a barrier for himself, and then he has like this earthquake attack that does a lot of damage in multiple hits. Also, he can charge around the screen. Anyways, we already instilled the Fury mode, so this won't be difficult. Oh crap, I got kicked by a horse. And I did it right. See? Warps you right outside the door. Little neat trick. A little bit of warning though, you still have to watch the cutscene, which you can skip by pressing escape. Let's see, can I make it? Yes. Yeah, dodge and everything. I am the Trap Master. By the way, ignore her for now. We don't have the quest for her yet because you don't get it until like 37 or until I think after you do it the first time. Anyways, we have Paul Vernon, who's known as Carlberg in the SEA server. It's supposed to be a rip-off Paul Vernon. Really no, he just reminds me of Dr. Eggman because of the whole robot he drives in. This boss isn't really that hard. He'll occasionally shoot a blade at you. He'll try to smack you with his blades and knock you down, but all in all, he's not a difficult boss. And we've downed him, and that makes floor number 4 done. We have one more floor after this, which is where the next quest is. And I just barely missed the door. Crap. Anyways, if you get hit by the spikes, you'll get a bleed debuff, and if you get hit by the blades, you'll get hit by the flames, you'll get hit by a burn debuff. Both of which aren't that damaging. Anyways, that's not Jack, that's Jeff, but that's Jess, but I think you can talk to him too. Anyways, here's a Lumen. The worst part about a Lumen is that he's got this annoying perma freeze he can lock you into. I believe they kind of nerfed it in recent years, so it's a little easier to deal with, but if you get caught in it, prepare to take a lot of damage. And try to see if you can lure him away from it. There it is right there. Try and lure him away from it, because if he catches you in that, he'll just basically wail away at you. Now, there used to be a bug with it where you can use a skill in the third job tree, like Whirlwind or Breakdance, and just infinitely hit him over and over again while frozen. Because it's a chain of very short freeze debuffs, you have like a split second to dash out of. As you can see here, I didn't have much of a problem because I got frozen right after I got him into Groggy. So that's 5th floor clear. Jack should be on the 6th floor, even though it says 5th floor. We're technically climbing up. That was the 5th boss, but we're climbing up this huge dungeon, making our way up there. Anyways, there's Jack. He might ask me to... Yeah. You have to meet him on the very top of Spectre's tower, which is just before the 10th boss. So I don't have to worry about a quest for a little while. Here's another annoying boss, Queen Vela. She's mostly annoying due to her homing electric bolt, which can hit a lot of damage on you. Because it cancels your skills. Didn't get hit by the Fury mode, so... Okay, she has this really annoying evasion shield that she'll throw up, and that's the electric attack. Still hit me, but whatever. And there goes Queen Vela. Oh, shit. Yeah, sometimes they'll drop weapons that you can sell for a good gold value. So... I gotta worry. Yeah, you'll occasionally see rolling boulders. So we gotta get through here quickly. Not because there's like any crashing issues on this dungeon that I know of. There is an issue in floor 1 where the boss won't spawn, forcing you to start over. But other than a cutscene, there's really nothing wrong with it. Anyways, you may recognize this guy. It's Artis from the Milky Way Sanctuary. Yep. He's got a buddy up in floor 9. And you're wondering, yes, Night Lord is the floor 9 boss. So, he's the last guy we gotta fight before meeting the final boss. And really, this is considered the toughest boss I've faced in the 1 to 40 chain. Afterwards, I don't count Lavalon because he's no longer required to promote. And there goes Artis. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Anyways, I'm going through this pretty well. I thought this would take a lot longer, but then I remember I'm using magma gear. I'm using level 45 gear for a level 38 instance. So, well, not 38, it's 36. It's level 36 or 35. Well, I say 37 because the weapon you get from this dungeon is for level 37. But the jewelry and accessory sets are for 35. Anyways, we got Chief Rocco here. Chief Rocco's kind of annoying because he's got that poison breath attack and his body slam there. Other than that, he's not really that hard of a boss. I think when he's groggy, he's heavier, so it's harder to launch him. There goes his poison breath. Let's see if I can groggy him. And there goes floor 8. We're doing pretty good. We just got 2 more bosses to clear. One of them is the Night Lord, which is pretty easy to beat. Oh, they don't knock you down anymore? Oh, that's good. Saves me a lot of time. They used to. Well, actually, they still knock you down if you try doing this dungeon in the frickin' Spectre's Tower race. Which is totally rigged, by the way. Oh, that's nice. Just killing all those bosses. Anyways, we got the Lord of Night here. He looks pretty cool. I do like how he looks. I mean, he's, I think, the semi-final boss in Dracos itself, so it fits that they put him as the semi-final boss in Spectre's Tower. I gotta reapply my buffs. Of course, Night Lord ain't that hard of a boss. The fact that they put these minions here is what really makes it hard. Anyways, those turkey things, you're probably wondering what those are. Those are healing totems. Every boss but the main boss of this dungeon has like 3 of them. Basically what they do is if you grab them, they heal you up a bit. And there goes the Night Lord. That is the last normal boss here. So we're going to be in good hands because all we have to do is fight the final boss. Woohoo! And a phoenix box. And more chocolate bunnies. It's okay, I like chocolate bunnies. They're a really good healing consumable. They're very easy to spam. They're spammable. You know, really good for a high level dungeon. At my level, they're pretty much godly, but, you know, because the only thing close to them in healing value is the cake. And anyways, let's talk to Jess up here. He's going to tell you that there's Paris is there, and she's apparently wants to kill him, just because he saw stuff. So, you probably guessed it, we gotta fight the witch Paris. Yep, that's right, the mysterious fifth hero, the supposed traitor. We gotta fight her. How do you think we're gonna hold against a 1,000-year-old cursed hero? I think it's gonna go well. Anyways, the witch is the final boss of Spectre's tower. Anyways, here's the Black Witch, Paris. Look at that HP! Anyways, this is one of her main attacks, is that she shoots these spikes. The spikes drain your health and mana, so you have to watch out there, because it's very easy to lose all your mana in this fight. She has these homing tornadoes, which can kill you very fast if you're not careful, because they're nearly unavoidable. These bone spikes here, those tornadoes, will throw you up really high into the air. Be extremely careful about it. One thing you want to do is just let Paris make the first move and then react accordingly with those spikes. That way you can easily jump past them. Or you can get out of range of this attack, or just get knocked up on it like I did. Just basically jump, dash over, wail on her. She's not that hard of a boss. I did say she was a little troublesome, and really, she's probably the hardest boss in the 31 to 40 thing. Mostly because of her very high HP and the fact that she drains mana, so if you come in here without consumables, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. I tried fighting her without potions. It's actually very difficult. Damn it, Nathan. Anyways, almost done here. That bone spike attack is probably my favorite attack to just, like, take advantage of. Okay, when she gets low HP, she will summon these Night Lords. They can be quite troublesome because there's two of them. But they have very low HP. I don't think they drop anything either, so... Almost done here. Take it. There we go. Paris is down. Or is she? Oh, she's pissed. Yeah, don't worry, we haven't seen the last of her. Anyways, we got box selection like every other dungeon. We get a Cloth of Paris, a Dark Soul Claw, a second Dark Soul Claw with slightly higher soul force, and a regular bottom. If you probably haven't guessed it, Dark Soul is the weapon of this dungeon. I believe in terms of damage, it is still weaker than the Magma weapon because the Magma weapon is based off a level 49 weapon. Anything sealed is this guitar. Wow, that is actually not a bad unseal. Whatever. Anyways, let's talk to Jess because we saved his life. Are there any new hero quests? Nope. Well, don't need to stay up here anymore. Let's check any new hero quests. Nothing. Meaning I have to grind a little bit before anything else comes up. And this dungeon just so happened to give me, this whole quest thing I had to do just happened to give me about 54% experience. Oh well. Next time on Dragon Saga, I'm going to be rushing through and I'm going to be leveling up once or twice so that I can do the rest of the Spectre's Tower quests, because you have to run through this dungeon at least twice. It's not required for promotion, but it's just nice to have quests done. And then hopefully, you know, start Dangerous Caverns, which will basically just be that final push for 40. And then we'll do what we have planned then. See you guys then.